Hello and welcome to Module 6 for EDCI 5700, Introduction to Research and Curriculum and Instruction. Going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go right into Module 6. Let's see, make sure we've got it. Uh, Let me start over. I think some technical issues came up there, so let me start over again. All right, there we go. We're in Module 6. I took this picture. It's Mount Baker, Washington. I took it a couple years ago on another baseball trip to Seattle. And July's always a convenient time for me to travel up to Seattle for baseball and also see the pretty sights up in the Pacific Northwest. So that's the photo. You're watching the module introduction and instructions. For this, the reading assignment is chapters 10 and 11 from Creswell and Guterman. And here is here are the things to consider as you go through it. This first one, because the readings are going to go into causation and correlation and quantitative research. And just because there is a correlation, that does not mean causation. And grad students get in trouble when they think that once they found a correlation that it leads to causation. That's not necessarily the truth. And further research, further data analysis would be needed to go that step further and suggest that there's a causation there. So just remember, word of thumb, correlation does not mean causation. So got the module or the chapter supplemental PowerPoints. We'll get this up here shortly. There you go. Chapter 10 is experimental designs. This is the types of designs that are available to researchers are important. One thing I would caution in educational research, social science research, it is very difficult to have a true experimental design. With a true experimental design, you will have the study group, and then you will have another group where you're going to compare what the treatment you'll use the study group to provide some sort of a treatment, such as a new method of teaching, new method of teaching math, and then the control group, and that group would be given a treatment that is similar to how it is currently done instead of the new one. This is where it gets very difficult to conduct experimental design research because there are issues with IRB, issues with using minor students, conducting research on minor students. And one thing I tell doc students when they want to compare different types of methods or different types of treatments on K through 12, be very careful because if you are doing a true experimental design, you're going to have the study group and the control group. And with minors, you need permission from parents. And some parents might not be very happy that their child was put in the control group. And if it's such a great this new way of of teaching math is so great, why doesn't why does my child, my son or daughter, have the opportunity to be in that? So that's why experimental design is very difficult in education or social science research, and the ethics of it come into play as doc students, as graduate students prepare that research. So then we'll go into chapter 11. And chapter 11 is correlational design. And as I said earlier, correlation does not mean causation. That's the rule of thumb. So then I've got a couple videos for the topics. The first one is Introduction to Experiment Design and then Correlation Designs. Okay. Post your reflection. And then complete the quiz. Click here to take the quiz. Just like Module 5, the suggested completion date for Module 6 is July 12th. And let me get back to the home page. The first page, after you complete Module 6, we are at the midterm of the course. You're halfway through. So just remember the assignments, research papers already due, annotated bibliography paper is coming up, and then the literature review paper due that first week of August. That concludes the introduction and instruction for Module 6 for EDCI 5700. Take care.